Do white people have culture? Let's find out. Yo, 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 what it is, what's poppin', what it do, what's happening, what up, though? Welcome to the BiasedBS PodShow, where your opinion doesn't matter, kind of like participation trophies. I am your host, Brett, and this gentleman over here is my co-host and producer, Drew.
What it is, we back, season 3.
We are back.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. We're back for another season. We have not been canceled yet. We've been renewed for a third season. Working on the fourth one in the works, I guess, now. So, yeah, so we're going to get into, do white people have culture? That's what we're going to get into today. Do white people have culture? I feel like a lot of the white culture is stolen, in my opinion. I don't know.
That could be true. So when you think of white culture, like what is it? What comes to mind when you think of white culture?
British wigs from the 1700s is what comes to mind, honestly.
That
white culture
is so far removed from what modern white
We're talking
culture.
Mayflower.
Yeah, you need to be somewhere else if that's your take on white culture. But no, like modern white culture, like what do you think of when you think of white culture?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I feel like white culture, I feel like to me is like baseball and like, things like that. I don't feel like, I feel like a lot of white culture has been adapted from other cultures. I mean, at least in America anyway. I feel like because there's so many, things that are,
I think people might think that white people don't have culture because, like, it's been so engraved in our society that everything seems so, we're used to it, where it's normal. Like stuff like apple pie and Thanksgiving and 4th of July. Like, all these things are so embedded in our society that it doesn't seem like it's a white culture. It just seems like it's American culture. You know what I mean? But
right. And what is really considered white? Like, is it European? Is it Norwegian, or
Yeah, so like, I think white culture is like it's like way too vague. Like if you're saying white people don't have culture, it's kind of like you're putting everybody into one bucket. But like white culture, white people you can derive them from Irish, from Italian, Polish, German, Scandinavian, and they all have distinct traditions and food and music and just look at like lederhosens for the Germans. Like, they're dancing in dresses. I mean, that's their culture. You know what I mean? Like, if you choose to dance in a dress because that's your culture, that is what it is. And but I mean, there's so many things. You know what I mean? And by the way, stay tuned for later. We're gonna play Ask a White Person. We're gonna pull some questions out of a hat.
That's gonna be fun.
And see if us as white people can answer these questions from people who aren't white. Let's do it. What do you think is your culture? Like, as a white person, like, what's your culture?
I mean, my culture is just more of like an American culture, I guess. I mean,
but like, you celebrate Christmas, you celebrate Thanksgiving, you celebrate 4th of July. You think that that's an American thing, or do you think
I believe so. I think it is. I think Thanksgiving is definitely an American holiday for sure.
Yes.
Christmas is more of a worldwide Christianity thing, I believe.
Right.
Almost, I don't know what the percentage. We'll put the percentage right there of how many Americans are Christian.
Okay.
I'm willing to guess that it's somewhere around 70%. I mean, it might be high, but I know the Muslim population has taken over quite a bit as of lately, as far as like the religion they practice, like in America. But Yeah, I would just say, man, it's more of an American culture. You know, I eat hot dogs at baseball games. You know,
Right.
sport. I like sports. I like, you know, I don't really know how to define white culture because again, I feel like white culture is more of an adapted thing. Like it's
Yeah.
adapted from other, you know, I like all types of music too. I like hip hop, I like rock, I like country, I like everything.
Right.
So,
And these are American things. So,
right.
you know, America is, as they say, it's a melting pot. But okay, let's take Thanksgiving for example. When they
Racist holiday. I'm just
when,
kidding.
when, when they first started doing Thanksgiving, it was white people and the Native Americans, and those white people were settlers from Europe, the Europeans, whether it be Italian, whether it be Irish, who knows? But you know, Europe could be also a melting pot as well. So you know, it could have been anybody coming over from on those ships. But you're right, that holiday was started here, so we can call Thanksgiving an American culture, not a white culture.
Right. But I feel like, well, I feel like it's still a white culture because the first like I mean from what we were taught to believe, the first colonists besides the Native Americans that we stole the land from, the first colonists were white. That's what we were taught to believe.
Right.
You know, so it could be considered white culture, I guess, Thanksgiving. But everybody celebrates Thanksgiving. If you're American, you celebrate Thanksgiving. That's just, you know, it's all about the eating is what it is. Speaking of which, it's coming up pretty damn soon, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's right around the corner.
For sure.
2 months away.
Don't even get me started on food.
Don't get me started, dude.
But like, let's say you take one ethnic. Let's say you take one group of people, of white people. Let's say Italians. I mean, and you know what? I've heard some Italians say that they're not even white. So it all, it all depends on. But let's say someone who's more considered would be considered a white, like culture or people, like the Greeks. You know what I mean? They they have some of the longest history in the world. You know what I mean? You go back to Greeks and Romans. Yeah. I mean,
I'm part Greek.
Huh? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And the Balkan, whatever that is, Balkan.
The Millennium Balkan.
Millennium Balkan.
But you know, they have the toga parties and like they believed in the gods, the Greek and Roman gods, and they had foods and wines and all the, like, they had a deep culture, you know what I mean? And then some of those people brought it over to America. And that goes along with everybody in those European, they all have their own foods and music and traditions and beliefs, and they bring it over to them. And I think what the problem is that it's so mixed up that no one knows what belongs to who and when they, you know what I mean? Like, America is one of those places where everybody's so mixed up. It's one of those, the white people, their culture is so mixed up that you don't know who's from what. So I think that they don't teach, or people haven't learned, specific cultures deeply. You know what I mean? Like we spend time learning about the Asian cultures and, China, the difference between Chinese culture and Japanese culture and Philippines, and we can sort of tell the difference between those cultures more than you can a Irish person and a Scottish person. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe it's,
you don't see too many kilts as American. You don't see many kilts.
Right. So maybe it's the school system that's, not...
They're indoctrinating our children.
All right, so are you ready to play Ask a White Person?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so the way that this game is going to be played is we're going to pull some questions out of a hat. We won't know which question we're getting. And these questions come from people that wanted to ask a white person a question. Some people have chosen to remain anonymous. some people are okay with giving their names. So we're going to do that. All right, so I'm going to go first. Let's see what question I get. Mix it around a little bit. All right. My question is, this person has chosen to remain anonymous. Do you think your life would be different today if you were a black person?
Good question.
So I'm going to say yes and no. I mean, it's hard, kind of a hard question to answer because, I mean, if everything was the same sort of, but I was just a black person, I don't think my life would be much different. I mean, I grew up poor. I grew up not a lot of money. I grew up with people in my family that, you know, had to hustle to get things. You know, I grew up listening to various amounts of music. You know, I don't think it would be much different, but it's hard for me to say that because I've never had to go through that racial struggle of, you know, I've had people judge me for things that weren't connected racially, but more towards, you know, well, maybe, I guess it could be stereotypes. I don't know. But so I'm going to say yes and no. Like, what do you think?
I think definitely yes. Like you mentioned, there's got to be some type of racial struggles. I mean, I've seen it with friends of mine. I've seen it with, you know, my family. Right. And, you know, I'm talking about my black side of the family, by the way, just so you know. I have nieces and nephews. I've seen it. And it's, I don't think that, I'm not going to say that I wouldn't have the same opportunities, because I firmly believe that everybody has the same opportunity.
I agree with that.
I firmly believe that race is not a factor if you have the right head on your shoulders. Meaning, if you're smart, you know how to, you know, move away from the racism and, you know, I don't know exactly how to explain that, yeah. But if you got like I said, if you got the right head on your shoulders, you have the same opportunities as anybody else. I don't believe in the whole, you know, that aspect of the racial stereotype.
Right.
But I do believe that people are racist. Racism does exist. And would I have been, I didn't grow up poor. I didn't grow up rich, but I didn't grow up poor. I was always middle class. You know, would my life have been different? I couldn't say.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have grown up in, you know, if I were black, but, right. But I am going to say yes, definitely. All right, my turn. Here we go. All right, I'm going to take this one. This is from Anthony C. Boniface, I believe. That sounds Italian. Why do y'all think the world belongs to you? Wow, that's a pretty bold question. I don't think the world belongs to me. I think the world belongs to everybody.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
yeah. Then essentially it does belong to you.
Well, it does. It belongs to me, but it also belongs to you.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, the world does belong to me. You're right. Matter of fact, hold on a second. Oh. The world is mine.
Yeah.
And the world is yours. So, just so you know. Oh, it's a fucking gay ass question. I don't like it.
So, I think there's two ways to answer this. The one way where you're talking like, yes, I do think the world belongs to me, because everyone should feel that way. You should feel like everyone should feel like the world is theirs for the taking. Their world is their oyster. You should go out there and get what you want and take what you want. Not take like by force, but go out there and get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think what this person is referring to is the settlers going out there and exploring and then taking what they want.
Right.
And then they view that they thought the world was theirs. And I think to answer that is there was a time where they didn't know anything outside of their borders of their countries, and nobody knew anything past the oceans. And they thought that it would help their civilization and their society to go explore, because you never know, there might be something that might cure an illness out there. There might be some better food, more nutritious food out there. Now, why they went out there and chose to take things from people that already were living there, or to take people and make them slaves, I can't explain that. I don't know why anyone would think that would be a good idea.
And there's still slavery in the world today. And that's
right.
fucked up. In other countries.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where, but I mean, I know it exists. I hear about it. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's a fucked up concept, man, to think another race belongs to you because you think you're superior. That doesn't sit right with me.
Right. Okay. All right. Next question. This comes from the YouTube channel As Is, and this person didn't use their name. Why do you freak out when black people are cast to play white fictional characters? What's the big deal if Idris Elba plays James Bond? So, personally, I don't have no problem with that. I can see why people would have a problem with that. And I don't think it's just white people. I think other people would be a little shaken if a character that they've known for so long that was played by a certain person was played by, let's say, a different a black person or a Chinese person, because it changes things a little bit. It changes the story a little bit.
Right. It's James Bond, not Jamal Bond. You know what I mean?
It could be. But like,
how would how would you feel if Black Panther was played by a white guy?
Well, see, now that doesn't make that wouldn't make any sense. But this is going to get
but they would use that, though. I'm just saying, like,
right.
Somebody could use that.
But that gets to my other point of they could have just created a white Panther,
right?
As instead of changing something for the sake of changing something, like let's say Ariel from Little Mermaid, instead of just for purposely changing her for the sake of changing her, make a new character. I think people are just used to what they're used to. And when you change that, it kind of changes the whole meaning of that person being that. Like, James Bond was a white dude that was in the CIA. Like, that's their story. Like,
and they're sticking to it.
Right, and they're sticking to it. When you change it, you're changing someone else's idea. That's like if I created a character for something, and then all of a sudden, a couple years later, someone else just changed them to a different person. It's not my thing anymore. It's not that thing anymore. And I think people get, I don't know, that's the best way I can explain it. I don't know if that helps, but...
Yeah, like usually when scripts are written, people are casted as there's a certain role that they need to fit. And sometimes that role doesn't require a black guy,
right,
or a white guy,
right.
It is what it is. So, agreed. I think specific roles belong to specific people. However, they can be changed in certain ways. So,
agreed.
Vague. All right. Here's the next one. This is from an anonymous person. Are white people afraid to say certain things because, depending on where it's said, it can be misinterpreted? Yeah. I do think that's, I think we are afraid to say certain things. I think we do bite our tongues sometimes. I feel like there's certain environments where we can't say certain things. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. It's the question in itself is a good point, if that makes sense. Like we couldn't go to. Fuck, I'm trying to think of a good example.
Like certain jokes,
right,
in certain
right,
settings.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't there's just certain places you wouldn't say certain jokes because it's obviously, for one, you don't know the people that it's going to offend, how they're going to,
Right.
But
here's a perfect example. Sorry to cut you off. Perfect example. What's that fat comic's name? It was Louis something? Maybe not Louis. Fat white guy. Country guy, talk like he was black. Ralphie May. He was on a cruise years ago, on like an all-black cruise.
Yeah.
And the first joke he opens with, he goes, I ain't seen this many black people on a ship since the Amistad. They hated it.
Yeah.
I thought that's hilarious. It's depending on the environment.
Yeah, and it's
a hilarious joke. Like if it was at a roast or something, like if it was at a Comedy Central roast, that would have fucking crushed.
Right.
But an all-black cruise, they're looking at dude, they probably never seen him before. You know what I mean? So they're like, But yeah, there's certain things, you're right, certain jokes. Yeah, there's definitely we bite our tongues. Absolutely. Right. For sure. Next question.
All right. Let's see what I got here. All right. Reggie54 from Ask a White Person Reddit page. Do all or a lot of white people secretly say racist things when it's just them?
Absolutely. Not like racist. Oh, sorry. That was your joke. Your question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah.
Your question.
Wait. Bad. It happens. I don't do it unless it's just the right moment and it's in good taste. I mean, for the sake of just a joke. I mean, again, I'm considerate of people around me, but I definitely know people that have gone overboard because white people are around and they know there's nobody around that would get, but don't be mistaken that there are white people that would be offended by other racist jokes,
Absolutely.
even if it's not toward their own race. You know what I mean? So it does happen. People do it. Some people do it more than others.
Right. So. I mean, and we're doing it right now, but we're in good taste. We're doing it for the audience. We know that there's a smorgasbord of people watching, so it's not just white people, black people. It's a mixture of people. So, All right. Next question. Here we go. Ask a White Guy. Here it is. This is also from YouTube channel as is. Why do white people kiss their dog on the mouth? Now, this is a common misconception, I believe.
I don't think it is.
You could be right. I do see a hell of a lot of videos, but I also I've seen videos with black guys doing it too. And their cats too, licking their cat's paws. I've seen a video.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it gets wild out there.
Yeah, a black guy too. I'm just saying, like it's.
You're saying the misconception is it's not just white people.
Exactly.
Okay.
I feel like black people do it too. You guys are just on the low about it. I don't let my dog lick my face because I just feel like it's weird. He'd be licking his ass and you know what I mean?
Like, his balls, his nutsack.
His balls, everything. Right.
Other dogs' asses.
Right. I'm not letting my dog lick my face at all. I'll let him lick my hands or something because I'm going to pet him right after. I'm going to wipe all that saliva right off on him and then wash my hands afterwards, I'm not going to just let my dog lick my hands and then eat right after with those hands. So
basically, stop kissing your dog in the mouth.
Yeah,
it's gross.
Kissing it's disgusting. It is gross. I totally agree with the point of view. Absolutely.
That changes the meaning of going ass to mouth.
Right.
So
we're not hitting the ATM over here. All right.
All right, next question. This is from Jenny Zapata. Why don't y'all use more seasonings? Like you weren't raised to know them or you just don't like them? So again, I think this is another two-part question. I think when we grew up and then our parents grew up with certain traditions of certain foods, And I think that comes from the seasonings that were in that area of where their ancestors derived from. And I'd agree that certain seasonings come from Africa, certain seasonings come from South America, and certain or little to none seasonings come from the Europeans. And it's a colder, rockier environment. And seasonings and things that make seasonings don't really grow there. I mean, we got a lot of potatoes and onions and those type of things that can grow in cold, rocky, environment. So there are a lot of seasonings that don't grow there, that need tropical environment to grow. So yeah, our ancestors didn't come from the people that use those seasonings. And unfortunately, we had to learn those. Some of us had to learn those recipes, but I think it's changing. I think people nowadays are
absolutely.
Everybody's using all types of seasonings.
Yeah, I know it when I just cook eggs in the morning. I'm putting adobo. I said that like a white guy. Adobo, and I'm putting garlic powder. I'm putting Lori's seasoning salt. Right. I'm putting salt, pepper, all that. I'm putting everything in there. My wife cooks with all the seasonings. Right.
There's very little things I don't put hot sauce on. So.
Yeah, I put that on everything.
Another common misconception. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Next one. Here we go.
By the way, thank you guys for those seasonings, and we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
For all white
Thanks.
people.
Yeah, we're definitely using them over here. I don't know about everybody else, but us as white people are definitely using them. So thank you. All right, here goes the next one. Another anonymous. Why do you wear shorts in the winter? Because I'm from Wisconsin. Next question. Here we go.
Okay, that's it. Right. You said it, because we're from Wisconsin. This is a general common question. Just comes up a lot. Why don't y'all wash up more or use washcloths?
Ooh, I hate this one. Go ahead.
I used to use washcloths. I leveled up to the old loofah because it just lathers up better. But I don't know where washcloths came from and why we don't use it. I don't know. I'm picturing the white guy in the soap commercial that's using just a bar of soap in his, all you see in the Dove commercial is him holding a bar of soap. I don't know if that's where people are getting that from, but I've never just put a bar just straight to my body. I mean, I have, but
I do.
But if I'm at home and I'm in my, I got everything I need, I'm using, liquid soap. I mean, I guess when I was younger, my mom or whatever, used washcloths for me when I was a kid or a baby or whatever. But I don't know. That's a hard question to answer.
Yeah. So I grew up using washcloths too. And then I did graduate to the loofahs and all that. But I feel like I've said this before in one of our previous episodes. I can't remember which one, but I do feel like soap on skin is the best approach.
Okay.
Because, and I've been doing this for the last, 3-4 years now. I graduated from the loofahs and the washcloths. I've done my research, and it looks as if it's not very hygienic to use those types of things. I mean, maybe if you're changing them all the time, like loofahs but washcloths, you got to think there's so much bacteria on there. Even if you wash them, you're putting them through a wash cycle,
right.
You're drying them, whatever.
Right.
But there's still microscopic bacteria on those washcloths. I don't care what you say. Look it up. It's a scientific fact. Soap, I don't know the entire science behind it, but I just use soap. I feel like it cleans itself, and call it what you want, but I have my own bar of soap. Nobody else is using my soap, and it's got the little scrubby stuff on the soap. So soap to skin is the move for me. This white guy right here.
And the first part of that question too is how come y'all don't wash up more?
I wash every day. So
I
don't know where that comes from either.
I don't know what white person.
I take a shower every day.
But I mean, I'm sure there's people that don't wash up as more as others, but I don't think that's a white person thing. Trust me, I've been in all types of groups of people.
Oh yeah.
And every race has people that don't wash up, and then some people
Just
that
put
wash
it this
up
way:
more,
it
so.
stinks in jail and in prison. It stinks. So just put it
Last
that
question.
way. All right. Yeah. Last question. Here it is, everybody. All right. This is from Sonia Lewis. Why is there so many Karens? That is a great question. I cannot answer that for you, but I believe that Karens come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. They might have different names. They might have different styles, but Karens are all over the place, and they do come in all shapes and sizes.
True.
So
is there Asian and black Karens? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Are we going to think of some names for the Asian?
Probably not. Probably not.
All right.
But, all right, guys, that was Ask a White Person. Hope you loved it.
That was cool. Hell yeah. So, the Brewers been doing pretty fucking good.
Okay.
As of right now, we're over 90 wins. And I'm going to be going to the Brewer game pretty soon. I'm going to the Harry Potter night. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. What, are they giving away anything for the Harry Potter night?
Yeah, so there are special tickets to buy. So it's not one of those like first 30,000 fan giveaway things.
Okay.
It's you buy a special ticket, you go upstairs and you grab your, they're giving away hats, like winter hats. And that's pretty cool. I'm going to make my own shirt. Excuse me.
Yeah, let's show that on the screen. Let's show that on the screen for people that don't know. These are the hats and the stuff that they're giving away at these games. Stuff is pretty cool. I know I missed my Stranger Things hat on Stranger Things night, but
them things are going for quite a pretty penny
Yeah, I
on
bet,
eBay
dude.
too, I think, because that was a sold out game, by the way.
was it?
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, they give away some cool shit, man. I missed a lot of the bobbleheads and stuff this year, but haven't been to too many games this year, but I'm definitely going to be going to some next year and absolutely going to some playoff games. For sure, 100% going to a playoff game. So, with that being said, Packers are fucking doing good, dude. 2-0
They
right
looking
now.
good this year or what?
They are looking amazing right now. 2-0. We beat the Lions, crushed the Lions.
That's good.
And then beat the Commanders right afterwards. Bring the Redskins back, please. We want the name back. It's not racist. I don't think that the Native Americans think it's racist either. Maybe they do. If you're Native American and you think Redskins is racist, let us know in the comments. But
So who's looking good on the Packers? Like who's looking like they're gonna be the one to step up to the plate this season?
Man, well, I think the tight end Tucker Kraft has been making some amazing catches.
Yeah.
He is just doing fucking great so far. Jaden Reed unfortunately just got injured. I think he had a shoulder injury, which doesn't look good.
Okay.
But yeah, we've been Jordan Love's been looking good. He's been very accurate. Haven't seen him throw an interception. I don't think he's thrown an interception yet. I don't want to jinx anything, but
Okay.
Jordan Love's looking good, very accurate, very he's just on point, trying to get, trying to just trying to move the ball, just trying to be very articulate with it. So it's been looking very good.
Okay.
Packers have been doing amazing. Micah Parsons on defense, fucking making sacks, rushing the opposing offense, dude. Just getting in their face, and I love it.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad to hear that.
That was a great pickup, Micah Parsons. That was a great. Thank you, Jerry. We appreciate it. Thank you, Jerry Jones. You're an idiot, and we love it. Thank you. But enough with the sports, man. What do you say we reel it in?
Let's reel it in, dude.
Let's do it, baby.
Hey, I'll do it too. While he's loading that up, make sure you guys head over to our Facebook. Check out that merch. It's a new season, so you already know what it is. There's going to be some new merch coming out this week or next week, so look for that. You find something you like, head over to our Gmail at BiasedBS@gmail.com. Let us know what you want, what you like, where to send it to. Website's coming soon, so look out for that. thank you guys for supporting.
So, I'm going to go ahead and play a couple videos here just to show you guys kind of what we've been checking out lately. What do you think of this right here?
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now,
does he not know?
I don't know
per
if he
person.
knows.
That's £200 off for a family of 4. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a
Oh
family
my
of 4.
god, dude. There's no way.
I don't even know what to say about that, dude.
Look,
I'm waiting for him to be like, what the? What? Get that? Like, he seemed okay with it. That was the weird part. That was the weird part of that.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right.
He should have been lining up his mustache. That would have been funny.
Right. Oh, we played this one before. I just want to show you this one again. We did play this one before.
I said stop.
All right.
Oh!
Isn't that weird, dude? I'm kind of getting sick of these AI.
Oh,
Dude. Here's your
okay.
shoe back. Didn't you think it was real at first?
Yes, dude. I was like, what?
Dude, they be making some crazy shit with those AI videos now, man. A lot of people can't even tell what's real and what's not anymore. It's nuts. All right. Let's see what we got here. This one's pretty good.
Hey, bro, smell my shirt. Just smell weird. What the hell? Hey, bro, smell my shirt. Just smell weird.
Bro, don't ever do that. That was weird.
Cal, smell this shirt. Just smell weird. Hey, bro, smell my shirt. Just smell weird.
All right. Did we play this one? Let's see if we played this one. I don't know if we did or not, but here we go.
Wait. Guess the flavor.
That is terrible, dude.
Yeah.
And the dog just
doesn't.
eats it, dude.
Dog
Come
has
on.
no idea what
Dog
that
doesn't
even.
know any better. All right.
Or maybe he does.
Maybe he does. All right. We'll do one more. Here we
All
go.
What the heck?
Pizza ball.
Pizza bomb going crazy. Let's go. A little Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan.
What the heck?
Dude did the pizza bong, bro.
What you do about the pizza ball, brother?
Nice. And it's edible. Very nice. Hell yeah. Great job, dude. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it. Make sure you guys are commenting down below. And make sure you guys are subscribing if you haven't done so already. We appreciate that. That'll be the show. And remember, this is where your opinion doesn't matter. Kind of like roundabouts. What is the deal with those? They got stop signs and stop lights and all that. It doesn't make any sense. All right. Take care.